For positions 5 and 6 on the raceway. We're underway, and Mark Brown best to begin. Andy Pierce couldn't go with him early. Here's one of the two Americans, Zach Daum. He finds himself up to second on the racetrack as we now ride on board with Dane Kingshot. It is lap 1 of 12, and the American challenging Brown on the inside.
Troy Jenkins has had a blinder here. He's up to third place already and keeping in touch with the leaders, Sammy.
He is, mate. Also, Daum's really challenging Brownie for the lead. I think Brownie took off with that start, a lot of intent behind his actions, but Daum's definitely running strong, and so is Jenkins. VOC
Gas's entry of Troy Jenkins, doing an outstanding job. Hallett is next. Here's Daum on the outside of Mark Brown. Good racing here. Typical speed car stuff. They're too wide, and the American goes upstairs looking for maximum traction. Brown is a crafty, experienced campaigner. It's one thing catching him, another thing passing him, and just as I say that, the American achieves the goal.
Yeah, great move on the outside, really working that heavy dirt up on the outer part of the racetrack to his advantage, getting up into the traction and making the move into the front running spot.
So the American surges to the front, and another look at that. You can see the cushion developing early in the night from mid-track up, and it worked a treat there for the American. And he now leads by about 5 car lengths mid-race distance.
Brock Hallett there has recovered from what was probably a disastrous start by his standards, and he's using that top line to his advantage. Troy Jenkins seems to favour more of the lower line on the racetrack.
Troy, an experienced campaigner, been running speed cars for well in excess of 2 decades now. Hallett, he goes by on the outside of Mark Brown. So too does the American Alex Bright in the Polar Ice Jack Berry-owned race car. And in fact, Bright goes up on the inside now of Brock Hallett. They are side by side, lap 8 of 12. We switch to the onboard shot as Alex Bright checks out on Brock Hallett.
You can certainly see why Bright's up, well, the leader on points after night 1. His car seems to be drivable across the racetrack. He could work the outside and the inside as we go caution with a loose wheel.
Yeah, a runaway wheel.
Looks like a broken axle there, Sammy. Looks like...
It does actually, yeah. The axle's still attached to the rim centre.
And Mark Brown.
I was just thinking a moment ago, you know, Mark Brown's backing up considerably here, and I really couldn't understand what was going on. He was so fast earlier, but I think this pretty much tells the story.
Honestly, if this team hadn't had so much bad luck this season, there would be no luck at all. They are having a shocker by their standards. Nothing going right for them. You're looking there at one of the best speed car drivers in the world, and not a thing is going right for them. So race restart, still with 4 to go. Zach Daum, the American, is the race leader. Hallett, the South Australian former Formula 500 racer, in second. Good action here at Speedway City. Alex Bright goes lurking upstairs too, trying to find a way by Hallett. And Hallett has somehow managed to snatch the lead from Zach Daum. Good stuff, and now Bright has a crack. They are 3 wide here onto the back straightaway. In heat number 13, can the South Australian lower the Americans' colours? Bright is going to get to the front now. Incredible.
Yeah, great job by both Hallett and Bright to get by Daum. Daum looked so commanding earlier in the race, or just before that last caution. Daum having another crack at getting up back to second.
What a motor race here. Speed car racing at its absolute best. Brilliant. And Pennsylvania's Alex Bright, he is in charge. What a fantastic drive. Came from a fair way back in the field and has been superb. Daum now serves it up to him. Just 1 car length separating them, and what a drive by Brock Hallett. Last lap now, heat race number 13, the NZ Australian Speed Car Championship at Speedway City. This one going down to the wire. The Polar Ice car, the Esslinger Brecker of Alex Bright, is going to take the win off turn number 4. He gets it done. Daum second.